Somewhere in the world. Somewhere in the world. Somewhere in the world, I see a single mother, 2 brothers, 3 kids, and a few older and younger cousins. Boyfriend broke out, daddy left on time ago, and where he at, only good God knows. She lives in a house, but it's broken. She can't ever rest because she living off a token. And with her friends, she's singing songs, but she cries when she's alone, and her kids can't even talk. She always goes outside to tag the streets with some chalk. And that night she plays, everything will change. Well, so she won't have to go insane. And one day she bought a ticket. They come to her surprise, she was the lottery winner. Now she really making a good living, because she living off a few million. Now she is a wife, now she has a good life. Now to a woman from the good, because the only place in her heart is somewhere in the world. Somewhere in the world. No matter if you're a boy or a girl, there's always gonna be somewhere in the world. Somewhere in the world. No matter if you weak or strong, there's always gonna be somewhere you belong. Somewhere in the world. Somewhere in the world. Somewhere in the world. Hey, somewhere in the world. Somewhere in the world. Somewhere in the world. Hey, somewhere in the world. Somewhere in the world, somewhere in the world. Hey, somewhere in the world, somewhere in the world, somewhere in the world. Hey, somewhere in the world, let me tell you what I see. I see a little boy that looks just like me, and he's stressed about his test. He's trying his best, but he can't get any rest. He's praying to God that he flips the script, so 'cause mom is injured and she's really sick. When he goes to the store, he scatters like a mouse, because his daddy left him to be the man of the house. And sickness and in health, his mama died from the sickness, because she had no help. And when his mama died, every time he woke up, all he did is cry. And he remembered his mama said, "Hold him, be strong, because one day God gon' call me home." Make the haters jealous, make your mama smile from heaven. Now he got money, he don't have to worry about the funds. Now he got his mama smile bright as the sun. And I know sometimes your mind might go into a whirl, but just know that there's always somewhere in the world. Somewhere in the world. Somewhere in the world. Hey, somewhere in the world. Somewhere in the world. Somewhere in the world. Hey, somewhere in the world. Somewhere in the world, somewhere in the world. Just keep your mind on your money and your money on your mind. Keep it going every single time with your grind. I always know that it's gonna kinda get crazy, but don't just start crying like a baby. You gotta remember the lesson you was taught as a kid. Remember every time that they said that you did. Remember that they always said you wasn't gonna be nothing. Now you something. Now you just calling these dudes like they bluffing. So just remember, it might go in the world, but always remember there's somewhere in the world. Somewhere in the world. Somewhere in the world.